Hello. Happy Thursday evening. And happy summer. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I am bushed tonight. I am tuckered. In all of the terms. I am so tired. So, anyway, I am glad to be streaming. I almost forgot. My hubby reminded me. He actually remembered. That's like, oh yeah, this is Thursday. I need to stream tonight. That happens in the summertime. Lots going on outside at our place. First of all, we're very, very, very lucky to have internet. I spent about a day and a half without it. And it happened. And they came out with their, cherry picker truck and worked at the top of our pole and worked and it got dark and we had internet. And that was last night. I was like, good. And then they came back this morning and they worked. Not as long. Okay, I have no idea. It goes down a long line. We have a road at the end of our lane, and there's houses on either side of that road, and this company supplies the internet for all that. So the cable for it is above ground on what looks like telephone poles, and we can see the path that's cut through the trees over to our neighbor's land, right? So they keep that all clear. But hubby talked to them a little bit and they said there was some kind of crack or break, and they fixed it, but it wasn't quite right, and I don't know, but it's working as far as I know. I seem to be live. I seem to have, the things bouncing and everything, so if I poof, sorry. Hi, Mass Bandit, welcome. I am doing good, except I'm extremely tired. Been busy for the last 2 days, inside and outside, and it feels like I need a break day, which will probably happen the next 2 days, actually. So, I'm glad to have internet after a day and a half of not having it. I'm very glad to have internet. Hi, Kay, welcome. Where you been? I missed you. You were always popping on. So good to see you both. Thank you for stopping in. I hope you've had a good week. It's a little loud. Thank you. That was the next thing I was going to say. I am using new music, and it's chill hop, and I can't tell. So thank you, Mass Bandit, for letting me know. Appreciate that. Is that better? I put it down about 5 or 6 notches. It is totally hardly on compared to what I used to use. So it's hard to tell. I was getting so many mutes on Twitch because I was using Pretzel. And then I went to YouTube Music, right? Just the YouTube, and I was still getting mutes. Like every other stream. It made me mad. So I went to one that's called Chill Hop. They so far have been good. Haven't muted anything. Twitch hasn't. It's not the music companies. It's Twitch and their software that's doing it. So I hope that's better. And thank you again for letting me know. Anyway, I almost forgot I was going to stream tonight. Hubby reminded me. Said, hey, you're supposed to stream. I have lots to talk about, but I think what I'll do is start working on what I want to work on here, which is picking. That is the fiber terminology for pulling fiber that has been washed. Well, not even washed. Pulling fiber apart, right? It's called picking. I have to do this before I card or comb the fiber to spin it. So this is going to be Shetland. It is washed. I'm almost done, which is why I'm going to go ahead and do it. Doesn't look like it's been washed, but it is. But the cool thing about this, it's Shetland wool. And the cool thing about it, it was a yin yang fleece. One part of it was completely white, and the other part was completely black. And I've, separated it out as I was working with it to wash it. But as you can see, after I washed it, some of the white is still popping up. It was hiding before. So I'm working on getting those white bits out of the black. I'm going to spin the white separate and the black separate. And I have found some patterns that are actually called yin yang, right, with the black and white. It's so cool. I can't wait to decide which one I'm going to do. Have to spin the yarn, see how much I'm going to get before I can decide. Okay, you kept missing notifications, had a couple odd scheduled days. Okay, I'm so glad you're back. What have you been doing fiber-wise? Are you knitting on Sock Madness? Are you working on any special spinning project? So for the most part, I have most of the white out of this. I'm still picking out some a little bit. It's so obvious, right? You can really see it. Shetland is very soft. It's very nice. But it is got a little bit, it's got a moderate amount of, let me get my camera on my hands here. If I can do that. Okay. I'll work right there. Moderate amount of vegetable matter. And so, I got things like that. Sometimes I pull it out, but I am going to comb this. So combing is going to take it out. I'm not too worried about it. And I have lots more black than I have white, which may be a problem. If I make a black and white scarf like I'm thinking about, and I have a lot of black left, I may make something with just the black. You started a sock from 2 Christmases ago, and you're slowly starting to clear bobbins and spindle for Return to France. Yes. Well, that's another thing that I have been working on the last couple days, is processing a lot of fiber, not only for Tour de France, but actually Stash Dash, which is the Knitmore Girls. Am I in camera? I need to stay this way. Okay. The Knitmore Girls run a thing June, July, and August. You can find them on Discord, and you can find the details there. You decide how many. You decide your distance you want to go. Do you want to do 5K, 2K, 5K, 10K, that kind of thing. And it's just either making yarn or knitting up yarn. One of the two. Making it or using it. That's what you count. So I'm actually going to be doing Stash Dash. And the whole focus of this whole month is going to be processing, which is why I have been working on this Shetland. Most of the time I do this on the porch. I sit on the porch and do this. Very pleasant morning work with a cup of coffee. But I have a lot to do. I have 2 more bags of dyed fiber to pick so that I can comb it. Or actually probably card it. Those I'll probably card. Then I have a lot of drum carding to do. I have a lot of combing to do. Hi, Jay. Quick hello before you duck off to make and eat dinner. Welcome. Come back. Enjoy. Lurk. Good to see ya. Hope you've had a good week. I'll show you the bag I have of this picked, and it's only one of 2 bags. I have a lot of this black. It's a cool natural black, isn't it? Isn't it a cool natural black? I mean, it is black. It's like Blackwelsh Mountain, except super soft. Blackwelsh Mountain is not a soft fiber. I think this is probably the blackest natural black I have gotten, other than Blackwelsh Mountain, which unfortunately I have to use it for rugs or whatever. I can't wear something made out of it. I made one vest thinking that I would wear it over stuff, and I ended up frogging it. I didn't like it. I couldn't wear it. No, I don't know about my goal for Stash Dash because I probably will spin a lot. I don't knit as much, but I probably will spin a lot. So, but it doesn't. It sounds like, oh yeah, I can do 20K. But you'd be surprised that yardage wise, it's a lot of yardage. I have to look in my notes and see what I did last year. I wasn't as committed last year, but things happen, and I end up having to do other stuff. So I take it you're going to do it too? Add a percent to it. You don't knit or spin? Okay. Well, I know you sew. I know that. Okay. There have been people that have asked if they could do the sewing thread. I'm like, okay, whatever. I can't even imagine trying to figure that out. Just cross stitch and embroidery. Okay. I apologize. I just assume the whole world spins and knits, you know? But yes, I have been looking at my knitting projects, works in progress. I actually got a sock out and knit on it last night. It's like unheard of. What I'm having the most trouble with, as far as what I have on my list to prep, I have 4 bags of white washed wool that needs to be dyed. That means getting the dye pots out, and in some cases it's immersion dyeing where it just goes in the pot one color. In some cases it's roving, so I need to lay it out and squirt the color on it. And it takes a commitment of a couple days. I can't find those couple days. It's not the streaming, it's just we're not staying home. We seem to have so much going on right now. It's okay, I find stuff interesting but don't have time or space for more hobbies. Anyway, have a wonderful stream, and if I don't catch you more, I have to go get food in the bellies and the baby in bedtime. Absolutely. Nighty night. Sweet dreams to the baby and to you too. Thank you for stopping by. I just get so happy. I do have streams where nobody is here, nobody talks. And I am so guilty of not watching streams myself. I'll pick up a book instead, right? Maybe play a computer game. I know what it's all about. To actually dedicate a little time to be with a streamer. The one thing about this black Shetland is the locks are not real defined after being washed. Sometimes they tend to stay in lock formation more. I'm having no difficulty at all pulling them apart and opening all this up. But, to find a lock and say, oh, look, this is what the lock looks like, I end up with something like this. This is actually about the best lock I have found for quite a while. That absolutely is an entire lock. See, it doesn't separate. Look at how, let me measure it. 6 inches. That's a 6-inch lock on a sheep. Oh man, that must have looked. I have seen Shetland. First of all, they're kind of small, and they're so cute. But that would have been long locks on a little tiny sheep. Mass Bandit, how are you doing? Have you been well? I know you've been working and all of that. Anything exciting in your life? I hope you're well. I went to see my ortho doctor for a year checkup. It's been a year since my second knee surgery. Hard to believe, but definitely doing good. I told him, I said, I'm going to be sorry not to see you. He says, you're going to see me every year. So why is that? He says, we always check it every year. He says, there's always a possibility that there can be failure of the orthotic, of the joint. He says, once a year, x-ray is standard procedure. So good. Because I liked you. He is a busy man, but makes you feel like you're the only one he's with right at that moment. So that's good. Right before surgery, I always came in and said, you all okay and ready to do this? Checked in with me. It was good. Good doctor. Now if I could just lose some weight. Oh man, it's so hard to diet. Almost done. That's why I'm doing this right now, because I was so close to being done. I just thought there is absolutely no reason I shouldn't sit here and do this right now. Get it done. I do plan to spin on the Roberta after this. have a gorgeous dyed cashmere and silk. Oh, it is so gorgeous. I have held on to that for a long time. And I finally said, you know what? It's time to spin this. The lady that dyed it no longer has a business. I already have been thinking about if I get enough, and I should, because it's spinning nice and thin, I'll make a 2-ply. I think I'm going to make a lace scarf for my sister-in-law with it. Yeah, I know. Keep it myself, but I have never made anything for her. I feel like I ought to make something real special. She puts up with my brother. I didn't say that, did I? They would never see this. Hubby is still outside mowing. I spent time mowing this afternoon. It is just like massive outside work right now. May is always busy. I don't really usually travel much during May, but we do daily, trips to the store. It seems like quite a bit. Went and got groceries the other day. Run to fill the gas cans and all sorts of things like that. I do have a lot of shortcuts in this that is going in the trash can. You don't hear a thing. Mass Bandit, can you hear me? Talking. I want to know what you mean. I'm on. My mic is bouncing. You can't hear hubby mowing. He's way far away. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry I didn't get that joke. I'm so sorry I missed the joke. Yes, I did. You didn't hear a thing. Got it now. Yeah, that. My brother is 12 years younger than I am. And he lives in another state, so we only see each other once in a while. We aren't physically in the same locale. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm not sharp tonight. I'm very with it. So I did my twice a year chore today, and that's called switching the clothes. I now have my summer clothes. we have old farmhouse never has closets, right? Somebody built in a small closet in the bedroom, but not very big. We have a high boy, armoire, whatever you want to call it. We have two chests of drawers, but I still can't keep seasonal clothes out. Winter clothes have to go away, summer comes out, summer clothes then have to go away, and winter clothes come out. It's twice a year job, and I did that today. The weather is finally promising enough. I was like, I don't need my winter clothes anymore. So I was talking about dyeing fiber. I have to find a 2-day stretch so that I can do the two different methods. And the only reason I do it this, in a row, is because I have all of the equipment out, right? And then all of the dyes and all that. So it's just easier to do it. Then I have to find places for it to all dry. And actually, that's kind of a... I have sweater mesh dryers, you put them together and you can lay your sweaters out if you hand wash them. I have those, and they end up all over the house when I dye fiber. But that, I need to get that done before the end of May, because I really don't want to do much processing in June, July, and August. I just want to spin and knit. I was going to tell you about video I was watching before I got ready to get on. I was taking a break after working outside, and I watched Arn and Carlos. They're on YouTube. They're knitters and pattern designers, and they live, I think, in Sweden. But don't hold me to that, and I apologize if I'm wrong. Anyway, they posted postcards, video postcards from their cruise up through Norway, and I've been watching those. It is so much fun because it's just like a total different area than I've ever been to, and it's on a cruise ship, and I'm all excited because I'm going on a fantastic cruise in October, and I want to do the same thing. I want to send little video postcards, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not. I'm going to find out, but it would be really neat if I could. Mess Bandit says, I have one closet, not even a chest of drawers. You have a cedar chest to store these season clothes. So do I. Do you know what my cedar chest is? My cedar chest used to be a horse tack chest. Great big chest. And I lined it with cedar planks. And it sits in my hall, and that's my cedar chest. It's big. It's huge. Now, hubby does not do seasonal clothes. It's just He has suits, right? His shirts. If he has shorts, he puts them in a drawer, and if he doesn't do it. It's all me. The one thing about the videos that Aaron and Carlos were doing is their sweaters are gorgeous. They're all Norwegian and Scandinavian, and oh my gosh, they always had the most beautiful sweaters on. Oh, I just put that in the wrong. In the trash can. I just put the good stuff in the trash can. Wrong bag. Wrong place. I have a little bit down here. Excuse me. I lean over. There we go. And falling on the floor. At least I found it before the stream was over. They even showed that they had found a thrift shop in one of the cities they stopped in. I don't know if it was Norwegian or not, and they found a faucet, the designer cafe, the name designer found one of his hardback books. They were so excited about that. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. All right. Now, I have to clean this off. Here's my paper towel. And I will move this. Oh, I have to shake my towel too. This is also covered in little bits of stuff. And I don't know what the camera's going to do with this, but here is one of 2 bags of this fluffy black fiber Shetland. It's just like, yeah, let's just play in that. I love this black fiber. I am so happy with it. I bought this fleece a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. 2 years this coming fall. Just because it was black and white. It was sitting there in the midst of all of these white fleeces. And I was like, what's that? Is that one fleece? The guy says, yeah, that's a Shetland. That's one fleece. I So I'm buying that. I am buying that. Look at this gorgeous blue. This is cashmere silk. Is that not gorgeous? It is. And this is the way it's spinning up. Looks so pretty, shiny, single. Let's see here. Let me fix this camera, I think. Don't need me as much. It is going to be a beautiful yarn. There we go. I know. So I need to pull off a little bit and pre-draft it here. This is, it was a 4 ounce, so I'm putting 2 on each skein. Bobbin, sorry, 2 on each bobbin. And I am pre-drafting it quite a bit. I am spinning it worsted, not woolen. So I'm doing quite a bit of keeping the twist controlled so it doesn't run down into the drafting zone. In many ways, it feels like spinning 100% silk. It really does. Like, I believe she used mulberry silk. I don't know if it actually said that on the tag or not. Sure, here's the tag. Nope, it's Tussauds silk. I will say I'm a little perplexed how she dyed it. Silk takes special dyes. Cashmere doesn't take that dye. So I would assume that the silk picked up the blue. She used a silk dye and then picked up the blue. But it sure seems like there's more of the dyeing immersed throughout it than, you know, where it seems like the cashmere is dyed also, is what I'm saying. When you have completely blue, like what's in my hands right at the moment, you know, it can't be all just silk. So maybe she double dyed it. Don't know. If she did a good job keeping it from getting muddy and what am I trying to say? You know, oversaturated. It's very delicate looking, dyeing, which leads me to believe she probably only did a single dye, and that's the way the 2 fibers took it. I do know if you use RIT dye, it's not common among fiber dyers to use RIT dye, but if you use RIT dye, you can dye multiple fiber types. So it's possible that's what she used. It's so soft. So soft. after I get done streaming, hubby is gonna burn a bonfire. He, we get so much dead wood come down on the property, and there are things that need trimmed and cut, and he just keeps piling, and then he lights it. I mean, he generally burns a bonfire once every 2 weeks. It's nice. I mean, being in the country, we can do that. Oh, thought I was going to lose it with that join. Whew. Hope it didn't break when I'm playing. don't know if I'm going to make it 2 hours tonight or not. It's terrible, isn't it? It's hard to believe you're retired when you work so hard. Oops. I know I do. I do what I can. Most of the time, I get into spinning and I'm not aware of anything else. Like that. Get a lot of twists there. Joints are hard on this. Don't want to get them bulky and needs a lot of twist. Oh, you're chatting in 2 chats. That's okay. Oh, the video I was watching of the cruise with Arn and Carlos. Okay, so they crossed the Arctic Circle, and they were video. What they were doing was one would hold the phone and do the video, and the other one would chat, and they went back and forth, right? Or one person had to hold the phone, and they'd both be on at the same time. But my point was, when they were crossing it, Arn was there, and there was like some to do on the ship, with people, with it being announced we are now crossing the Arctic Circle and that sort of thing, right? So they they told us that this was not their first time, which was a good thing, because if you confess that you've never crossed the Arctic Circle before, you get baptized. And the way they baptize you is to put an ice cube down the back of your shirt. And I'm like, oh. So they're not, they didn't want anything to do with it. They were wearing hooded sweatshirts, right? They don't want anything to do with that. They said, never again. That captain could tell you anything he wanted to. I mean, unless you had instruments to know the latitude, you wouldn't know. Not like they have a little sign floating on the ocean. Mass Bandit, I didn't catch your comment about your friends getting married this spring, and all three couples have tested positive and are sick with COVID. That is too bad. Makes me want to tell the last set of friends to hold off. Yeah, I know. I will say I am so accustomed to not wearing a mask because I've had vaccination and booster. But when I went to see my ortho, that building is all medical and they required a mask. And, I had to wear a mask when I was seeing my ortho doctor. So the medical industry is being really smart. It's just the rest of us going about our daily life not wanting to wear a mask. I had a dream about, I can't remember the dream well at all, any details, but I remember dreaming about having a mask on in my dream. That was just last night. Or this morning. Not sure which. All of the medical facilities require them here. Yeah. I'm not sure how much most of the generic masks people are wearing are doing. Yeah, I know. That's very, very, very true. I am wearing a double cloth mask that is issued by an insurance company, Humana. Makes me think that they might have put a little bit of thought into it, but maybe not. Maybe not. I'll tell you something else I ran into. Uh, Getting ready to go on the cruise, I've been thinking about clothes. Oh, I'll have to tell you a funny on my hubby. We were sitting having a meal out, talking, and out of nowhere he sort of looked at me and he says, "How are we going to pack for the cruise?" It's like, okay, what do you mean? Because we are going to Alaska and then to Hawaii? Is it because there's two different temperatures? I said, you're going to have to pack some clothes for warm. And no, actually what I told him was, I said, well, I guess you're going to have to decide, which do you prefer, being too hot or being too cold? Wasn't very nice, was I? But anyway, yeah, the point is, we are going two different temperatures on that cruise. And I told him, I said, we are allowed one big suitcase apiece. I said, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to get what you need for hot and cold. I said, it's going to be easier. It will take less room to pack your warm weather clothes than it does the cold weather clothes. They'll take up more room. I said, you'll have to carry a coat and stow it away when we're in Hawaii. Hopefully it won't be cold in Hawaii. But it just was so funny. How are we going to pack? Very carefully, with much thought. I was thinking about that today as I was putting clothes away. But I can get them out if I need them to pack. It is funny, I know. We have hopefully going to be able to see the northern lights when we're up there. It's a very, very good time. It's October. Very good time to see northern lights in Alaska. I'm quite excited about that. I have that as one thing I really want to do. Want to be able to have happen is see the northern lights. But oh, I know what got me on that, and my headphone's falling off. Hold on a minute. October 3rd, we leave from Vancouver. We go to 5 stops in Alaska. And then we are on the ocean for 5 days, going south in the Pacific, which I've never been on the Pacific. And then we get to Hawaii, and we have 5 days in Hawaii. This is an extra special celebration for hubby and I. Major birthdays and a 25th anniversary, right? He turned 65, I turned 70. We've been married 25 years. So we just, when we knew it was coming, I had said to him quite a few years ago, 2022 is going to be a big year. We started talking about what we wanted to do, and 2 years ago we saw this cruise advertised and decided that that's what it would be. So that's why it's so extensive. It's a once in a lifetime thing. But I'm going to be gone so long, my cat will forget me. Oh, I hate leaving my cat, but I'm not staying home just because of my cat. He's very self-sufficient. I don't worry about him at all. He owns the house while we're gone. He owns the house while we're here, but you know what I mean. Oh gosh, speaking of which, I never fed him supper tonight. Oh, poor kitty, I forgot to feed him supper. Told you I've been absent-minded today. My cat won't forget me. He will be very happy. He likes being around people, I think. But it has to be his people. He don't like strangers. So he'll be very happy when we come home. So I got a lot of reading done the last day and a half because we didn't have internet to distract me. I'm almost done with the book. It's just a Jude Devereaux. Cute. Not cute. It's well written. It's good. It's called Knight in Shining Armor. It's very well written. Having a good time reading it. Almost done with it. I'll probably finish it tonight. Alright, I need to see what's going on with the music here. Because it usually only lasts an hour. It was playing. Okay. It's auto recycling. It's going back to the beginning. That's a good thing. back to my comment to my hubby, which do you prefer, being too hot or too cold? You know, I was sitting and ruminating over the fact that I was pulling all this stuff to work on, right? Fiber processing and all that. And I thought, oh, I better make a list. So I remember what I was doing, and I opened up my notebook that I do that kind of stuff in, and I had made that list in January. Same fiber, same everything. The basic point being, I had not done anything really except spin on stream, and I was not spinning stuff I had processed too much. I was spinning, you know, commercial fiber. I was thinking about that and remembering January and February and even March, and you know, just like this is the first I've actually been warm enough to be up and doing this kind of thing. I only wanted to be sitting under a blanket and doing something that I could do sitting like that, you know, knitting, reading, whatever. And it's tragic. I lost a lot of time that way, but my whole point is that's where I live. My house is so old and drafty, and we can heat it, but it's not essentially comfortable enough to really do like or live like I want to live, and I'm sad about that, but not something that's going to get fixed overnight. It will have to mean moving from this house, not something that may actually happen because of other reasons. So I need to figure out how to I can warm this room, but it's not big enough for all the streaming stuff, computer stuff, and the fiber stuff. So I need to find out if I can do another room where I can heat it individually during the winter. And it's very possible that room's going to be the room upstairs. That will be the most immediate goal between now and next January. This is spinning so thin that it's going to feel like it's endless. Oh boy, Mass Bandit. Don't you love starting a new book? Thank you for stopping by and chatting. It's been great catching up with you. Take care. See you whenever you have the chance again. tomorrow we are going to pick up a bid on something at an auction. It wasn't for me. It's actually for my brother who collects foreign coins. There was a little lot that had some paper currency and coins in this auction. I won it. So I will send it to him at Christmas time or whatever, whenever we see each other again. But anyway, we have to pick that up. And then there's something else going on. Slipped my mind. It'll come to me in a little bit. Saturday I'm going to a plant sale. It's a greenhouse that starts a whole bunch of stuff. I usually get tomato plants, but I'm going to go to that. And our German club is having their beer garden tomorrow night, so we're going to go because this is the month of Maybach, or one of our favorite beers. That's Saturday. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have an appointment or anything, but I have banking to do, and I have to go to a new to me bank. So I had to give some time to set up a customer account and all that. That's the other errand tomorrow. Nothing major. Just something that's been needing done and I gotta get done. That's why it didn't stick in my mind, because that's adulting stuff. I mean, that's not plain. Scones are in the oven. Oh, yum. What kind? Or just plain scones? Is this a special event, or is this just because? I was looking at a Pennsylvania Dutch cookbook the other day, and they had some recipes, but they also talked a lot about that lifestyle and how they ate and everything. And one of the things that tickled me so much is it says the Pennsylvania Dutch would eat pie any time of the day. They'd have pie for breakfast, they'd have pie for lunch, they'd have pie for dinner, they'd have pie for a snack, they'd have I was like, and they worked hard. Even the women working in the way they lived, they worked very, very hard. But that's a lot of calories. And they were saying that, they didn't make 1 or 2 pies. They made 7 or 8 pies twice a week. Gosh, that's a lot of pies. It's like running a bakery. Went to an Amish kitchen that is up on the way to my brother's house when we went to visit him. Had apple dumplings there. Pretty good. Very good. They were huge. I shared it with my daughter. I mean, it was huge. Oh, chocolate chip. You got the mix when your mom went shopping for her birthday, but you're making them. We need something for breakfast tomorrow. My grandpa claimed we were Pennsylvania Dutch, and he did love pie. That tracks. Yeah, I mean, I have German. My maiden name is German, but there really wasn't any Pennsylvania Dutch in our lifestyle family kind of thing. The heritage, if anything, was more Russian Ukrainian. The grandparents, the great grandparents that came over from there to the United States were closer to our generation, my generation, right? And especially my mom, for them to know her. I love pie. I love apple dumplings, but I don't think it has anything to do with heritage. It's sweet tooth, plain and simple. My grandmother did make. My dad's mother was forever making what she called shoe fly pie, which was, just that sugar pie. No top crust. As a kid, I adored that. What kid wouldn't love it? So I'm pretty sure she probably was making it when she knew we were coming to visit. She was so funny. Her husband died very young. She lived alone for a long time, and pretty small house. Not very many amenities until she got quite a bit older. And so there was an outhouse and coal furnace, a whole thing like that. But I would go and stay with her during the summer for a whole week. I adored her front porch. And it looks very similar to the front porch I have now. It's just, it was a bit more enclosed by bushes because the bushes were always so overgrown, right? So it was completely blocked and shaded, which is glorious in the summertime. And I think that's where I got my love of porches. But she would know she's getting company. It's Sunday afternoon. We'd always go see her. When I was growing up, we'd always go see her Sunday afternoon. And you'd go in there, and she'd say, now go sit, either living room, dining room table. Go sit, dining room table. I'll make a cup of coffee. You just go sit. Tell my mom and dad that, right? And of course me. It took me a long time to realize that she shooed us out of the kitchen because the way she cleaned her kitchen clean or dirty, she stacked all her dishes and pots and put them on the kitchen chairs and pushed them under the kitchen table. I got older and I finally figured out what was going on. You go sit in the dining room. I'll make the coffee. Oh, goodness. Memories they have as kids. But, oh, man. She had a traditional iron headboard bed, with the iron headboard. I thought that was, and she had quilts. I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. Lived probably on less than an acre, but to me as a kid that looked like the whole world. And if I went up the hill, I'd hit a fence, and I thought I was like in another county because I went so far. And there was always a horse in there, in that field. I'm talking pretty young here. I'm talking, grade school. New way to clean the kitchen unlocked. Yeah, I know. I put things on the kitchen table chairs. I have a bad habit of having food magazines that I've been going through, and I think, oh, I need to mark that recipe, or I want to try that recipe or whatever, and I stick it on the kitchen chair. Now, I have a white enamel table. The legs are painted red, and the chairs are black metal, and they have the red seat. Right? It's really cool. I love it. But I don't sit on those chairs. I have a rocker at the end of that table, and I always sit in the rocker. I have for as long as we've lived here. In fact, I've had that rocker since my 42-year-old daughter was a baby. I mean, I've had that rocker forever. But I like sitting in the rocker. But I am guilty of putting things on those chairs to get them off the table, get them out of the way, off the table, if I want to do something. So I guess I inherited that from Grandma. One thing I did not inherit from her was love of crossword puzzles. They kind of drive me crazy. She did them from a book, in a book, with a pen. Now, of course, that does have the answers in there. She probably was looking the answers up. But that was her pastime. Chair in front of the register where the furnace is blowing up, feet on the register, which was on the floor, keeping warm, doing crossword puzzles. Well, this bobbin's starting to look a little fuller. Oh my goodness, I'm tired. Sleepy. Maybe on Sunday I will switch from this to the green silk I've been spinning on the Nano. Finished one bobbin. Started another one. Just give me a break from this, although it's still silk. What's this with the silk? I don't know. Just all sorts of fiber all of a sudden with silk. But this feels so totally different. There's no smoothness to it at all. Okay, that's, I can tell you why. This is what I've been spinning. There is the bobbin, and you can see how bumpy rough it is. This is recycled sari silk. So yeah, you got the shininess of the silk in there, and you've got multiple, like there's gold threads running through there, multiple colors. But it feels like wool. I mean, it is. It's just very sticky. There is just not, it's soft, but it's a different softness. It's not a slippery softness. Does that make sense? Anyway, I have 4 ounces of that, and I started on the Nano. Well, I tried it actually on the Roberta, and it didn't like it. It was too much pull in. It needs the Nano for less pull in. So I'm going to be spinning it quite a while because it's gonna take me a while to get all of that spun on the Nano. I love the color. And I bought 4 bags of 4 ounce of it. I bought a white, a blue, and a gold. So I'm gonna have a lot of spinning that in my future here. But I may do that on Sunday. Especially if I find a little bit of time to spin between now and Sunday, I can finish this 4 ounces up, 2 ounces up. That'd be nice. Okay, stretch. I never finished the one thought I was talking about. Clothes for the cruise, and I have plenty for warm weather because we most frequently cruise Caribbean. I don't have like warm dressy dresses. Obviously, taking a shawl is one solution, but I was kind of thinking about that and looking at a few websites. It's a bit wrong time to be shopping. I'm going to stop with this right now. I need to move around and take a break here. I'm going to change screens, talk to you a little bit. Right now is kind of the wrong time to be looking for winter clothes, unless they're on sale. So anyway, I wasn't having a whole bunch of luck, and I have like one or two dresses that are knit, not by me, but machine knit, right? And I'm like unsure whether that's too heavy or not. It's not outside; it'll be on the boat. So anyway, it's kind of a quandary. It's real easy to pack for the warm weather. I have plenty of dressy dresses that I've accumulated over the years, and now I'm looking for the other thing. So I put a few in the cart that were possibilities on this on two different women clothing websites that I shop at, and just out of I just like thought, okay, let's see what happens if I say I want to buy them or whatever. And they said, due to shipping delays, the earliest delivery, if you order now, is July, middle July, July 11th. I was like, wow, that makes even more pressure. If I want to get something, I better either start looking in the stores locally or find something now and order it. So I don't know, but that's, it's true everywhere. They're just saying that stuff is, and shipping. The other reason, it was two dresses from one company and the shipping was going to be $25. I find that exorbitant, right? Now, that's not to say I can't wait and find a coupon that gives me free shipping, which is usually what I do. I was just playing around anyway and trying to figure out some schedule to this and whether it was an immediate concern, and I think it is. I think it's an immediate concern. So that means I have a wonderful friend who sent me a $70 gift card, $1 for every year from my last birthday, that I am going to have fun to go shopping with. So that is one thing that is going to help solve that problem a little bit. I have been sipping on this ice water all day. I got a cozy, and I don't know if I dare show it or not. It's from the Kentucky Derby. It still has ice in it. It really worked. It really worked. All right, this is cutting it a little short, but I am going to go ahead and say goodbye, good night, because I am really tired, and I need to get something to eat. Hadn't done that. Need to feed the cat and keep hubby company for a little bit longer while he has his pyrotechno moment burning the bonfire. He likes to have an audience. I told somebody on another stream, it's like, we're retired, right? We do everything together. Everything. We go everywhere together. We do our errands together. It's pretty much true, And she says, that sounds so cute. Yeah. It's a good thing I like him, right? Because, yeah, it's a lot of husband. But we do have good times here. We really, really do love the country life. We love our porch. We love the fact that it's summer now and that we don't have to be cooped up in the house all the time. It's pretty awesome right now. This is the part that we really like. So, have a great, great weekend. It's coming up. Tomorrow is TGIF. And I will see you, I hope, Sunday afternoon. Lord willing, and the internet doesn't die. Right? Take care, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I appreciate it. Bye.